Blessed be witches, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are going to be doing a video from a request that I got from the Witch Please family members. Now, when I did the video on myrrh, I had a wonderful question, and the person asked if you're using myrrh to clean a space, if there is conflict and arguments with inside of your home, right? Is there anything else that you can do? And I thought, you know what, this is a wonderful question, because I really do want to be able to help the Witch Please family not just cleanse a space or fortify a space, but to be able to also create the vibration that they want to have within that space. And that is something that can be done, and a lot of people don't know that. So what you'll find is that a lot of people will sage a space. And sage is a wonderful, wonderful way of cleansing an area out. So if somebody is to use sage to cleanse the space, or use myrrh to cleanse and fortify the space, now what ends up happening is that this place is cleansed and fortified, but the vibration in there is just clean. What if you want to put your own vibration in? What if you want to put a vibration of peace? What if you want to put a vibration of money? What if you want to put a vibration of productivity? What if you want to put a vibration of calming, healing? What if you want to do any of these things? I started talking about sage. Now, most people will go for kitchen sage. Kitchen sage is powerful for cleansing the vibrations, for removing, for banishing, and it just heightens the vibration so that nothing within that space can be there anymore. So that's why sage has been long associated with cleansing of a space. For me, I always start off any kind of cleansing of any space with sage, just to start from ground one, clean slate. But most people don't know that there is another sage that is called red sage. And red sage, although it has a lot of the same properties that sage has, there are a few different variances in it. This is about cleansing, it's about clearing, it's about removing negative vibrations, but it is not necessarily very good for when it comes to trauma, when it comes to serious vibrations that have embedded themselves into a space. Let's say if there was domestic violence, right? You can use this if there was just, say, arguments and bickering and so on and so forth. That will be able to alleviate that. But when it becomes a trauma, okay, you want to use something like red sage, because red sage has the power of being able to break down the beginnings of a tulpic energy, or a consciousness, or a vibration that is very, very emotion based, very intense. So when I'm doing a cleanse for a home, if I go in there and there's a lot of spirit activity or whatnot, and I feel that sense of trauma, I feel that sense of helplessness, or whatever it may be, I'm going to start using the red sage straight out of the gate. Easy way of knowing this: if you get uncomfortable in the space, or you feel like something is wrong, red sage. If you go into a space and you just feel the energies are a little bit off, and you're like, it just needs a good cleaning, sage. What do I do next? Now I want to be able to put in a certain type of vibration. So the next thing I will use is sweetgrass. I like to use a sweetgrass because it does bring in a sense of a peace. It brings in a sense of comfort. It brings back in the sweeter things in life. It also has the potentiality to clear a space, to remove things that are within there, seeing the positives rather than the negatives. It's about bringing in a sense of home, a sense of happiness, a sense of safety. The third one, I will use cedarwood. Now, I've had people ask me this before, and there's some traditions that actually will use the cedar wood after the sage and then use the sweetgrass. But I like to use the cedar wood as one of the final things to do. It depends on what I'm doing. The reason why I will use the cedar wood is because I find the cedar wood is great at now grounding all this energy. Okay? Now, I'm not talking about, bringing it back down to this level. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about solidifying the work that I just did. I want to make sure that that vibration is going to stay. I don't want to have to come back and do this every week. I want it to be long lasting. And that's why I will use cedarwood. Cedarwood, I find, is a great way of just keeping that vibration solid, keeping it there, not allowing anything to permeate it or break it down or dismantle it, not having it being a momentary energy, but rather a long-lasting energy, a strong vibration that stays within that space for as long as possible. I will burn the mirror as the final step to also be able to protect the work that I just did. So if you think about it, right, I cleansed the space. I put in the vibration that I wanted to put in. I solidified the vibration, and now I'm protecting the vibration that I just did. So, my witches, that's how you layer up your vibrations in any kind of place that you want to cleanse. Now, let me make this very clear to you that this is the way I do it. Feel free to do what feels right for you. Remember, pray over all your botanicals. It's very important. Give them direction on what you want them to do. They do have their own vibration, and they normally will just do what they do, but you also want to make it very clear to them what exactly you would like from them in cleansing this space. If there's any that you would like to omit, okay, I would say don't do it. But if you don't have, let's say, cedarwood, you can always use some juniper as well. Juniper is a great substitution. Also, let's say you wanted to bring a sense of love into the space. Honey, feel free to do that, right? In between, after you have finished your sweetgrass, burn some rose, burn some yarrow to keep you connected. Darling, there's so many variables that you can do, honey. I've turned this into a time where I was literally doing every single room in my house differently because I wanted it to feel different. As soon as you pass the threshold of any room in the Witch Please home, okay. If you just use sage, right, it's going to cleanse the space. But if you have a bad day and you come back into the space, that negative energy is going to be there. So what you're doing at this point in time is you are creating an energy, a vibration, a consciousness, if you will, within that space so that when you have a bad day or somebody has a bad day or there's a negative vibration trying to get into the space, now you need to understand that you have something that is going against that vibration, okay? It's protecting itself and it's protecting that vibration within the space. So you're not going to have to go and cleanse this space over and over and over and over again. You may have to do it maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Do you see what I mean? You're creating a vibration that is going to stay within that space. So this is the reason why we really want to layer it up like this. We want to create a vibration, we want to solidify that vibration in there because it's going to protect you in the long run. It's going to keep the work that you did stronger. And I've also found that when you do this for your home on a regular basis, or even your work, whatever it may be, when you do this on a regular basis, you will find that the consciousness in your house will become more protective of you because of the fact that you are creating a space. You're telling your vibration, your home, that consciousness, what exactly you want. This can even be used if you have a business and you want to be able to bring in that money and that finance. You start doing something like this and you start maybe using some mint in it. You put a couple of drops of Odin's Fast Millionaire oil on that, you know what I mean? And you sense that in your space, right? Now, the house knows, or the business or the shop knows that you are, one, protecting it, right? You're keeping a vibration in there, and it's going to work with you. You're putting the time and the energy into that space. And let me tell you, honey, when you put the time and energy into anything, it will also put that time and energy back into you. That's the reason why we connect with our stones, we connect with our herbs, we pray, we honor them, right? You're building that connection. And that is the reason why we want to go through these stages and these steps and create that vibration within the space. So, feel free, experiment with this. Make your own, honey. Write it in your book of shadows. Scribe it, boo-boos, because this is a great foundational tip on cleansing and building the energies within your space. And there are many, many traditions that do it. And I would like to see if any witches know of any religions that actually do and use this process. Please feel free to put it in the comments below, honey, because you know I love stuff like that. Alright, so that is our episode for today. If you have not subscribed, you need to press subscribe, join the Witch Please family, and do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, as well as Facebook. You can always send me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below. Don't forget to press that icon so that you're notified when a new video comes out, because you know you don't want to miss the thing. I said it before, and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my world. It is an honor to have you in my magic. And you are always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch Please. I love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye. Ready?
Yep.
Blessed be, witches, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are actually going to be doing a video. Now, of course we're going to be doing a video, honey, that's what we're doing. Anyways. Okay, sorry.